And Fletcher Brown with another artist video blog here at KIX96Country.com. Now, our guest today is no stranger to the Shoals area. He actually lived around here for a number of years, and he made music with a band called Ugly Stick. So if you're from the Shoals area, if you were here in the late 90s, early 2000s, you might remember a band called Ugly Stick. Please welcome all the way from Mobile, Alabama, Erdman. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see
Welcome back to the Shoals.
Thank you.
All right, now, like I said, you were here some years ago. You had a band, Ugly Stick. Is Ugly Stick still together?
No, we're no longer playing. But the members of the band have a new project too called Stereophone, and they're really good. With another one of my friends as the lead singer. They're a little bit different than the Ugly Stick, same kind of idea.
But you've gone off solo. You've gone off on your own way.
Well, I just at the core of what I've always wanted to do is, I was raised on Jim Croce and James Taylor and people, Jackson Brown, people like that. Mm-hmm. So I always wanted to be the singer-songwriter guy. The Ugly Stick, the individuals in that band were such great musicians, but they were more of the funk rock type thing. So we kind of assimilated in between there somewhere between what I did and that. Anyway, but as the years went by, super proud of everything we did. But I found myself like I still have not put out a album that's really the essence of what I do. And then so once I kind of said let's venture down this little path a little bit, it's just exploded, and it's been just amazing.
Well, let's talk about the essence of what you do. One of the questions that came to me when planning for the interview was, in a world of genre names and types and styles, and everybody's like, this is rock, this is country, this is Americana, this is folk, blah blah blah. The closest that you could get to your style, I mean, apart from what some might know of you from Ugly Stick,
right,
to all the way to My Brother's Keeper, which was 2012. How would you classify yourself, or what the closest that you could get?
I know it's a horrible thing to not be genre specific, but in addition to those other artists I just named, the people that I always looked up to were the Mac McAnallys of the world, the Rodney Crowells of the world, and it's like, sure, you might throw them in the country thing, but if you really listen to their whole album, what genre is that? Like, they'll be pop for a second, rock for a second, blues for a second, jazzy for a second, but it's like I think when you're mainly focused on just being a storytelling songwriter, you kind of let the song dictate where you go, but that ends up making your album super eclectic, which to me is a good thing, but to marketability maybe not. So that's why these artists probably don't sell millions of their own records, but then when somebody else will cut their record and put it on a strictly country thing.
I think singer-songwriter should be a genre. I mean, it's like singer-songwriter should be its own genre, and it's like you should
make that a genre, and
I think
I'll claim it.
All right, I will.
Fletch just made a genre, and I'm in it.
I have officially used my power to create the genre singer-songwriter, and it is for those people who like music that you never know what you're going to get.
And right now, I'm the flagship for it because I'm the only one in it.
All right. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about you're about to work on your third studio album. First, we started in 2012. My Brother's Keeper. That was your first solo album, and now Color of the Silence is available now. And you are playing dates regionally. I mean, you're up here this week because it's July and the Handy Festival.
I've actually been very fortunate since the release of these albums. I've gotten actually more attention overseas than here, which is strange. But I've toured Europe twice, and it went really well. And Australia is the biggest market for me. I just did a 3-month tour there and got back in March, I think.
What would you say the most interesting thing is between music lovers in Europe versus music lovers here in the States?
Here's a unique thing. They're very attentive, and they really love music to a point to where it's like they're studying it like a science or something. Especially in Germany, amazing crowds in Germany. But one thing I thought was interesting is went to the first gig, and it was a really nice, probably 500 or 600 people in the listening, like a hall, and they're like, "Ladies and gentlemen from Alabama, Eric Erdman," and they all clap and everything. So I tell a story, play the first song, and when I finish, it's like dun 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 boom.
No applause.
And I was like, "Oh my God, they hate me so bad right now." And then it was like 10 seconds, and then it was like the loudest applause. They wait till the very last note rings completely out, and then they wait another 10 seconds to make sure you're not going to come back in with some other piece of the song, because I guess they would think that was rude or something. And it was so funny because that was so long, very uncomfortable 5 or 6 seconds.
You're like, "Please like me."
Then you come back and you realize that we clap too early almost. We'll start clapping, and then by the time the song's done, we're done clapping.
Yeah, we're like the applause at the award show. It's like, all right, wrap it up, baby, wrap it up. So, all right, so let's talk about the third studio album that you say you're about to start. Because this Color of the Silence was 2013's last year.
Yeah.
So you've got new material and you're working on the third album. What's for folks who are longtime fans of Eric Erdman? What are going to be the differences from My Brother's Keeper to the third one?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, it's going to be a band. Did a Kickstarter campaign. This is the first time I've had as much funding as I've had, which is going to allow me to get some of my really heavy hitting friends to come and so the band itself will
you got like now you're recording here in the Shoals, right?
At the Nut House.
Okay, so and
Sherfield.
So you're using some Muscle Shoals talent, or do you guys bring some people up from
I'm bringing some people from New Orleans and Mobile, and then two of my friends from Mobile are world class. Chris Spees on keys and John Milham on drums, who've played with everybody, like toured with Parliament Funkadelic and all kind of people. And then I'm bringing an electric guitar player who's from North Carolina and Texas, and then now just moved to Mobile, but he was in James Taylor's band for 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, big time. And I played with Delbert McClinton and Albert King and all kind of people. But Dave Pomeroy's coming down from Nashville to play bass for 2 days, and then I'm going to get Bob Ray from here to play bass the next 2 days. So I'm also going to feature a lot of my friends from here.
It's just going to be like this album. What the feel of this album? And do you have an image or theme of the project, or is it just like hey, I'm just Eric Erdman throwing down?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's far from being a concept album, but like I said, I try to just write for individual songs. So the overarching theme, I'm not sure that there is one specific, it's just it's a singer-songwriter. It's a singer-songwriter.
It's a singer-songwriter.
It falls well within the singer-songwriter genre.
Well within that genre. I want copyright on that.
But the title of the album is going to be Not Slowing Down, which is a song that I wrote with Benji Davis, who's also an artist that I'm a huge fan of. So I was honored that he put it on his last album. So I'm going to do my version of it and put it on this one.
All right. Well, look for the third album coming soon. Is it due out the end of this year, next year?
Oh, no, soon. Like, we'll track in mid-August, and then I'll have to do some overdubs, because some of my Australian friends are going to do overdubs in Italy, because that's where they're touring right now. I'm going to send it out to do a little bit of overdubs. My friend in LA is going to put some piano on it and strings and stuff. So I feel all international now.
Well, the third album's coming soon, Not Slowing Down. And, of course, My Brother's Keeper and Color of the Silence are available now. Where can they find you on the intrawebs?
EricErdmanMusic.com. Or if you can just Google search Eric Erdman, it'll pop up.
All right, Facebook and Twitter. Do you use social media?
Yeah, all that.
All right, Eric Erdman is our guest today. Look for a live performance video of him playing some of his singer-songwriter genre music. I'd copyright me on that one, okay? Right here, and thank you guys for coming by. Man, I appreciate you being here, and I want you to come back whenever you want to, man.
Well, thank you.
All right, we'll see you again soon. And for those of you who are watching this week, happy handing, and we'll see you next time on another artist video blog, KIX96Country.com.